Hi there, friends. Happy Sunday. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm personally meteorologist Keith Gibson. Great to have you with us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed your weekend. And we'll start our stream in just a split second here. We'll allow some folks to gather on into the stream. And if you want to chime in with some comments in our Facebook chat, feel free to do so here tonight. We have some cold air coming on in as we start the new year. Yes, indeed, we do have some cold air. Let me go ahead and just introduce myself here real quick. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. I can't seem to get my graphics and the camera set up the way it typically would be, where I would be in a little corner. So we're going to bring up the graphics full screen, but I just want to let you know that we're here in the Weather Center tonight, and hopefully you are prepared for some of this colder air that is coming our way. First thing I want to talk about is the fact that it has been warm for the entire year for the most part, as you well know. Green Bay, 50.3, that is the average temperature so far this year, just 2 days left. And the departure from average, you take all the highs and lows, average them out, that's 50.3, and the departure is plus 4.3 degrees. And this is the warmest year on record for Green Bay, and many spots here across the region and the United States having a very warm year here. It's still pretty mild out there right now. We have some mid-30s. We should be well down into the teens by now this time of year, I would say. And we will have another mild day tomorrow, but do not get lulled into a sense of security. We have some big-time cold air coming our way. It is brewing up here across the Arctic, Siberia, Alaska right now. Temperatures 20 to 40 degrees below zero. Wind chills could be as cold as minus 75 here this evening across northern Alaska. So this is where the air is developing, the cold air, and that is coming down into the lower 48 as we get into the new year. So we have some cold stuff brewing. It will be coming on down here. Say goodbye to the warmth that we've had here. The snow has all melted for the most part, and we'll work to get some new snow at some point, we think. It's going to be a struggle, though, because this cold air is very dry, and it's not really going to give us a major snowstorm anytime soon. So it is going to be chilly here. Here's our 10-day temperature trend. Tomorrow we're thinking upper 30s, low 40s, mid-30s on Tuesday, New Year's Eve day, the last day of the year, and then we just fall off the cliff going into the new year. Now, this is nothing, at this point, it doesn't look like anything that's unprecedented here. We'll just have temperatures in the 20s and teens during the day, single digits at night, wind chills below zero. It could always be colder, but it's definitely going to be a reality check. We should be looking at an average temperature right now of 27 degrees. It's just been so warm for so long that this is going to be quite cold for the first week of January, and most likely the second week of January as well across the eastern part of the lower 48. We have this cold air that's going to come down and be entrenched for a bit. So this is not just going to be like a 1 or 2 day thing. This is going to be a 1 to 2 plus week type event here as we get really, really cold. Now, the warmth that we've had and all of that rain has just melted all of the snow across a good chunk of the region. We still have some snowpack across the UP, but most of our area, save for those snow piles, basically gone. Do we have any snow chances? Slim here. Snowfall deficit so far, we had our snow and it's gone. We're still running 6 inches below normal for Green Bay. Marquette, in the snow belt up there in the UP, down over 2 feet for the season so far. So really, most spots here suffering a major league snow drought. This is bad news for winter recreation, businesses, what have you. One positive development that we'll be having is that it will get cold, and that will support more ice growth on lakes and rivers, and at least we can get the ice building back up as we get cold. Snow is going to be a bit of a struggle here. Now, there could be a little bit of light snow over the region Tuesday. I'm not too gung-ho about that. There's going to be a lot of lake effect snow across the UP and parts of western lower Michigan as this cold air comes on in. But really for us, we may have a few flakes across the northern tier, but really don't expect a lot of significant snow as the cold air comes in for the middle to end of the week, next weekend. Now next week, January 5th and 6th, there are hints that there will be, or at least there was a chance for some snow here. As new data has come on in, it looks like those chances are dwindling as the system is tracking more so to the south. So earlier today, the European model was more aggressive, taking this January 6th snow event down to the south and putting snow down in the deep south. The American GFS model was more bullish, putting that snow more towards us. But I will tell you the update after this model run you see here of the American model also has taken the southern route here. So my confidence in any serious snow on January 5th or 6th right now is fairly low unless something changes here. But the energy associated with that system is still way out in the Pacific, so we'll have to just wait and see there. But that would be the next best chance for some snow. We've been watching this area of low pressure spin up through lower Michigan today. The back edge tried to get to eastern Wisconsin, really couldn't do it, but this will be continuing to pull away as we go throughout the course of the night. Mostly cloudy skies continue here. Now, this area of low pressure out in the Rockies, this is going to be moving to the south too, more towards central Illinois on Tuesday. We may get a little bit of snow from this on Tuesday. Again, not really looking at a lot of serious consequences from that, it would appear. These are the current numbers, low and mid 30s across the area. Watoma down to 29. It looks like we have a little bit of clearing developing. And with some clearing in some spots here, we may see some fog here across parts of the region. Now, still a little bit breezy along the lakeshore. Winds have really backed off inland and through the Fox Valley. And we will have to watch our visibility trends here as we go throughout the overnight hours. Currently, no major causes for concern here. We've had a lot of fog here recently. And I suspect we're going to have some more fog around here later tonight, especially west of the valley, northwest of the valley here, where we will likely have a few breaks in the cloud deck. The wind's a little bit lighter now. And model data is still hinting that those areas would be where we would be most susceptible for some additional fog development later tonight. So this would be west of the Fox Valley, northwest here. So earlier today, and really the last day or two, we've had a lot of fog even across the valley, eastern Wisconsin. But tonight, if we're going to get it, most likely back to the west and northwest, where there could be a few additional breaks in the clouds and also some fairly light wind here. So we'll just have to see how things go. With temperatures around or slightly below freezing, there could be a little bit of freezing fog there too. No first alert weather day at this point, but definitely something to monitor for us here as we go throughout the course of the night. Steve Bailon will have the very latest on the morning show starting at 4:30. So we'll see how things go tonight. We'll get into our forecast, and then we'll go and look at where we are headed here over the next 7 days. Tonight, down to around 30. Again, there could be some fog back to the west. We're thinking near 30 along the lakeshore and the valley, a little bit, or I'll just say slightly cooler back to the west. But the average, let me go back to this. The average low right now, this is a crazy thing. The average low right now is 14. And here we are talking about lows around 30. This is warmer than the daytime high should be for this time of year. So we're forecasting 28 in Watoma tonight. So maybe another degree or two. That should be about where we should be for a daytime high this time of year. Just extremely warm. It's been that warm, this warm the last couple of days. And tomorrow, upper 30s, low 40s. Assuming that fog thins out, we should have a pretty decent day. This is going to be the last mild day for quite some time here. So try to do as much stuff outdoors as you can, because we have some changes. And our winds tomorrow really won't be that bad, only about 5 to 10 miles per hour. I'm cautiously optimistic we'll see a fair amount of sunshine, but these clouds are pretty persistent. Wouldn't be at all surprised if we have more clouds and sunshine tomorrow. But it should be a pretty decent evening here, or pretty decent day tomorrow across northeastern Wisconsin. All right, so let's get into your forecast with First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. And we have that system in Michigan swirling away. Could be some breaks in the cloud deck tonight into tomorrow, and that could support some fog development tonight into tomorrow morning. So we'll just, like I said, have to watch it. Going into tomorrow night, though, temperatures or the clouds will return. We go mostly cloudy, and it looks like, oh, okay, I forgot I had that in there. So we go mostly cloudy. Let me, oh my goodness, good thing this isn't live TV. We'd really have a problem. We will potentially have some breaks tonight into tomorrow. We go mostly cloudy at some point tomorrow evening, which is a bummer because one of the things off the press today or this evening was the fact that we had a chance to see the aurora, or there is a chance to see the aurora tomorrow evening. There's another geomagnetic storm coming our way towards Earth. So the aurora could be visible tomorrow night. I think we're going to be socked in with some cloud cover here. So this would be 11 p.m. tomorrow evening. One, these aurora forecasts are not guaranteed, and two, it looks like we're going to be mostly cloudy. So I just had to mention the aurora situation, and we'll just monitor that during the day tomorrow as well. All right, it's been a pretty active solar year. That will continue. Now Tuesday, you see some potential snowflakes in the region. I think there will be a system tracking just to our south, but we're keeping a small chance of some light snow in the forecast here. This would be Tuesday during the day, New Year's Eve day. I'm not quite sure we're going to see a lot here, but you know, can't totally rule out at this point. Doesn't look like a deal breaker if you're going to be doing anything for New Year's Eve, but it's definitely something that could happen here, nothing we can't handle. So the big pattern with the cold airs that starts to come on Wednesday, really it starts to come on in Wednesday, first day of the year, we get a new year, we get a new weather pattern here. We're going to have a lot of lake effect snow, downwind of Lake Superior and downwind of Lake Michigan. So if you're going to the UP, going into lower Michigan, there's going to be a ton of snow falling. But for us, we are on the drier side of this setup, cold, dry Canadian air, which will give us a lot of sunshine and blustery conditions, but not a lot of snow. So I'm very pessimistic on any serious snow here in northeastern Wisconsin anytime soon. Again, there could be a little bit of light snow Tuesday. There could also be some of these flakes that could migrate from the UP snow belt down into parts of northern Wisconsin here, maybe parts of Door County this week. But really, the serious snow is going to be up in the UP and across lower Michigan. So that's where we are looking for tomorrow. All right, your Super 70 forecast, let's just pull out a couple of things here. Mild tomorrow, Tuesday, New Year's Eve. Any light snow we have in the region should be gone by the time you are expecting that ball to drop at midnight. 28 degrees, wind chill somewhere down into the mid-20s here. It's going to be a little bit breezy here, blustery on Tuesday evening, but not too terribly bad relative to the cold air and the bitter wind chills that are coming. 28 degrees, New Year's Day. We start to turn colder here, a mix of sun and clouds. So this is about where we should be for this time of year. You know, we're back to reality for the first day of the year. It's not earth-shattering cold, but it's colder. Blustery on Thursday, 23 degrees, bitter wind chills. This is the wind chill forecast for 6 in the morning. You know, we go back to work. Some schools are going back into session here on Thursday after the holiday break. It's going to be cold. Blustery. We'll definitely need our winter weather gear, and we'll need to start protecting our exposed skin a little bit more so because it will be quite cold. We get colder and colder slightly each and every day here. Even though we will have a lot of sunshine, it's going to be blustery and just very chilly here. Friday morning, wind chills single digits above and below zero. High of only around 20 degrees here. Lows getting back down into the single digits above zero Friday night, Saturday morning. Teens for your weekend. And yeah, it's going to be continued cold. And as we get colder with the actual air temperature, the wind chills will get even worse here. So right now the forecast for Saturday morning is for wind chills between about -5 and -15 in most of the area. Depending on how the new information comes on in, it could be a little bit colder than that, depending on the wind speed. So we have a lot of stuff happening here as far as cold air coming on in. We don't have a lot of stuff happening here as far as serious snow potential. So really, a little bit of light snow is possible on Tuesday. A lot of that is likely going to stay to our south, and we may not see hardly anything, but I'm just throwing that in there to hedge. And then as the cold air comes on in, it's looking pretty dry. Next Monday, right off the 7-day here, that's when we could have that other system that could, in theory, give rise to a slightly better snow chance around here. But the most recent data and the model trends are trending farther to the south with that too. So at this point, plan on a lot of cold air starting in the middle of the week. The first 2 weeks of January look to be very, very cold. And the first 2 weeks of January don't present a sizable snow event for us at this point. That could change, but it looks like we're going to turn cold, but we will not turn very snowy here. So the fact that we lost all of our snow or most of it, and it's you know, the the brown grass has returned. That's probably going to be in place for a while until we can get a decent snowstorm in here. At this point, doesn't look promising as long as it stays super cold. So there's your Sunday evening update. I hope you had a great weekend. Enjoy the mild day tomorrow, 30s and low 40s before we really get cold going into the new year. And have a great start to the new year. If I don't see you on TV tonight at 10 o'clock, I'm off tomorrow, and then I guess I'll be here on the TV side on Tuesday. But if I don't see you there, enjoy your week, the rest of your holiday break, and the new year. We'll see you later.